So here we have the Digi-Hex, and aside from all the problems that I've had with the PDB board and the other flight controllers, and then I hooked this up and I had one of my ESCs pop, we have finally got this thing fully wired. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, it's not done, but it is literally ready to go. So we have the MATEK new board that I put in the playlist on the bottom. We have our Lunar flight controller up here. And I do have to say, I really like this flight controller. It's clean. Everything is laid out nice and neat. It's not scattered or oddly placed. It's got pads here. It's got pads there. You got your port here in the front. I had to turn this because of the way that the XT60 is on here. It wasn't going to fit right, so I did turn that. So I'm going to have to make an offset in the configuration. I believe it's -90 if you turn it clockwise. But this is it. We have all our ESCs, we have our motors on, and everything is done. We even have the air unit wire hooked up and ready to go. So here in a second, we are going to put this to the moment of truth and plug it in. Hopefully I did this right. So first things first, we have what I have like to come to call this as my proofreader. We'll check this and make sure that there are no shorts in this real fast. Doesn't really matter what wire touches what. Should be a short beep for the capacitor, and that's it. So we heard the little beep. Normally only does it once, and it did. So I have my battery here, and we're going to plug this in and make sure that this thing is a work in progress. Boom. There we go. Everything is on. Good to go. All the ESCs are hooked up. Now all we have to do is give it a quick test. Well, not test, a quick overview in BETAFLIGHT. So we have BETAFLIGHT open. I'm just going to do a quick check on how this is. See what we need to configure here real quick. Got our drone plugged in. And just like I thought, I have to counter that 90 degrees. Also, this is not a quadcopter. This is a hexacopter. So let's see here. Let's go to ports real quick and see what we have. All my UARTs are set up to 6. So we're going to disable 2. We're going to save 6. Save and reboot. Back to it. MSP configuration is enabled. Let's see. Configuration. What are we working with here? Alright, so we have one shot, 125 for the ESCs. That's not a thing. We want. We're just going to wait on that until we actually update them. Okay, so this is not a quad by any means. Over here we have hex plus hex X, hex H. I'm not too sure what these are. It is definitely not that. I have never done a HEXACOPTER before. Let's see, hex H. What is that? That looks about right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and check out the hex H. That was the X that we needed. Let's check out the H. Custom mix. Ooh. Jeez. That looks complicated. Anyway. Hex X. That's what we're looking for. And that is not how I wired it up. So I'm going to have to do some motor remapping on that. Should have looked that up before I did it. I did mine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how it's wired. So the only motor in there that is actually correct is going to be number 1. Alright, so scroll down here a little bit. S-bus is already enabled for this and this for the receiver. Don't need to worry about any of that stuff right now. I'm going to go ahead and turn the accelerometer off. I'm going to save and reboot. Let's take a look at this guy, what he looks like as a HEXACOPTER. Now it is not moving. Let's see here real quick. Nope, I had it right the first time. Haha, that's wicked. That's wicked. I like it. Alright, so, anywho, go back to the configuration to turn the accelerometer off, save and reboot. And we're going to perform a motors check real quick, just to make sure that all in the grand scheme of things, I did do my job correctly. So, powered up fine the first time. I have enabled that I understand the risks. All the props are off, obviously. I'm going to plug this in. Oh, made the chimes a little quicker that time. Alright, I'm going to single tap the master switch and then just use the arrow switches to gradually put it up, just in case there's a problem. $10, $17, $18, $19, $20. Don't have any errors, but I'm not getting any. Oh, there we go. Ha! Literally had to make it all the way. Well, they kind of just jumped. I don't like the way that sounds. 1160. And all motors are spinning. Sweet. So far, so good. We are at a success. Now, aside from the remapping of the motors, updating the flight controller and updating the ESCs, this thing is good and ready to go. So I've been taking my time on this. I've had some things going on. DJI FPV combo came out and a bunch of other things. Plus there's a whole life outside of the camera that, you know, nobody sees. So sorry about the wait on this, but I did finally get my other ESC in. The one popped. I was trying to do something one day and I grabbed the wrong battery. These ESCs are specifically 2 to 4 and I was not paying attention, accidentally grabbed a 6S and fried this guy right here. But for an update on this, I'm going to leave it at that. Everything is working, everything is good to go, and the next step is going to be, like I said, the configuration of everything, hooking up the air unit and putting it together. So that'll be the next step, and the second to the last video, the last one will be the test flight on this. So thank you guys for watching. This is the DJI somewhat budget friendly hex build. I was actually intending on it being a lot cheaper than it was and literally doing all cheapest parts imaginable, but then you get what you pay for, so I had to upgrade a couple things. But this is Thumb FPV. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a good one. I'll have another video up soon.